Did you see that?
Oh, yeah.
I'm learning to speak Russian.
As soon as I need to learn that, because that's what, like I need to learn some Russian and some Hungarian and all that stuff. But as soon as you said it, I knew what it was.
I didn't. I didn't even know if I was saying it right. I had to listen to it like 10 times on Google Translate.
Right, right, because it's not easy to say. But I just knew because I knew, not because I knew what the words were. I just fucking
Well,
knew.
you
I was
use
like,
logic and
no.
reasoning. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
You're like, he's talking about drilling in a foreign language, and he's talking about Russia.
Oh, I knew. Yes, exactly. I turned on the YouTube and we echoed.
We echo?
Yeah, I knew. Yeah, I turned on. No.
Oh my God.
Okay. I don't know what that was, but I just did the same thing you did.
That was
I turned
TikTok.
on YouTube. I turned on YouTube and it was my volume was on. Hello everyone. Christine.
Let me get over there on that live.
Hi Karen. Don't forget to set it to
I did.
live chat. Okay. Like and share. That's what I'm doing right now.
Hey, folks on TikTok. How are you guys doing today? Happy Cinco de Mayo, everyone. We got people on TikTok. We got people on YouTube. Real quick. For those of you who don't know, and honestly, I didn't know, Cinco de Mayo commemorates the Battle of Puebla when Mexico defeated the French army in 1862. French Emperor Napoleon III wanted to claim Mexican territory for himself, so he sent his troops to force Mexico's President Benito Juarez and his government out of Veracruz. 6,000 French troops faced 2,000 Mexican soldiers at daybreak, and the Mexicans won. So that is Cinco de Mayo. Have you ever celebrated Cinco de Mayo, Jill? I haven't.
No. I mean, I acknowledge the day. I just never celebrated it. No.
Yeah. You want to learn Russian? I learned a little bit today. I forgot it already. Let's turn it up.
Сверло, детское сверло.
Сверло, детское сверло. Okay? Tell your friends.
Сверло, детское сверло.
Сверло, детское сверло. Yeah, сверло, детское сверло. That is Russian for drill baby drill, because Russia is actually drilling more than they have drilled in the last 5 years. While our oil markets collapse and we lose rigs, they are doing the drill baby drill. Sirwa, Yetske Sirwa. So tell your friends. I don't know. Tell your friends. Another thing to be aware of, folks, the production increases that OPEC is implementing, these aren't the only ones. And a lot of people think, 400,000 barrels a day. The problem is it's going to be another 400,000 barrels a day in July. and it's going to be another 400,000 barrels a day in August. And by September, they plan to restore 2.2 million barrels a day of production. So what we've seen so far with oil prices falling in the United States is roughly 25% of how much they're going to increase production. So this is going to get 75% worse, basically. Markets didn't fall today as much as I thought they might. I was on the fence about it. I thought we might see 55. It looks like we're 56, 57, 56. But it's also a holiday. And people are saying that's impacting the markets and trading. I don't really think it is. It definitely is in Asian markets, but I just don't buy that. Jaybird says currently 57.13. That's not that bad. I thought it would be closer to 55. But I also said, a lot of these prices are baked in already because oil prices have been falling for a month. So it looks like some was baked in. I don't buy the holiday trading stuff. Don't buy it at all. And I think we'll just see a continuous slow descent and decline in oil markets because traders already know they're going to do it again. They're going to do it again in July. They're going to do it again in August. Like they know we're headed towards 2.2 million barrels a day. The only thing I can come up with. Oh, and by the way, this is an oil crash. Someone said earlier, Matt, this isn't an oil crash. It's absolutely an oil crash. If $45 oil was an oil crash in 2015, when adjusted for inflation, $57 oil is absolutely an oil crash in 2025. You have to think about the inflation. Don't think about history, think about inflation. $57 don't even buy what $45 bought 10 years ago. So we're in an oil crash. Make no bones about it. Absolutely a thing. We'll just have to see how much worse it gets. I still believe that Donald Trump has made a deal with OPEC and Russia to stop Iranian oil supplies. I think, because if you think about it, by the time OPEC is done, they're going to increase production by the exact same amount that we're trying to reduce Iran's production. I don't think that's a coincidence. I don't think that's a coinky-dink. I think they've made a deal. I think part of that deal has to do with us possibly militarily engaging with Iran because we have multiple warships that we have placed in the Indian Ocean, pointed, or not pointed at Iran because they're boats, but they're there for Iran. And they're going to do one of two things. They're either going to attack or they're going to stop any oil shipments out of Iran that come out of the Indian Ocean. That's why they're there. We got a big aircraft carrier there. We've got multiple warships there in support of the aircraft carrier. That's all happened in the last month. So I think this was all a deal that was made. So, but remember in 2018, we did this exact same thing. And once OPEC increased production, Donald Trump pulled back from Iran and let them produce again. And that really crashed the market. And so the fear is that he will do the same thing. That's the fear, right?
Right. That he will do the OPEC 2020 deal again.
Jared says, OPEC has always done this as a swing producer. You act like there is no recovery from this. You act like every single time this happens, this is identical. Every single time this happens, we lose infrastructure in the United States. And when oil prices come back, gas prices are even higher. We're going to lose refineries. Okay? We are going to lose refineries. And when oil prices come back, even if they just come back to $90, they don't have to go to 120. If they come back to $90 or $100, now you're looking at $6 and $7 gas. We're going to lose more refineries. This is what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about the oil and gas industry not recovering. I'm talking about what this is going to cost the American taxpayers. And also, every time this happens, when we recover, we have less and less investment back into the sector. And in a world of ESG and renewables and everything else, and so many places to park your money, it's the absolute worst time for this to happen.
Yeah, and why are you acting like it's not a big deal?
Yeah, not a big deal.
Oh, no big deal. Daddy, put it in place, so we're happy. Oh, fuck off. I'm in a mood now, I guess.
That's all
That
right.
was a dumb thing to say.
What's your take on natural gas today? Natural gas today, when I looked, it was kind of flat. It was kind of flat. But you're not going to see the rise in natural gas at the pace that you see the drop in oil prices. That's not how it works. The rise in natural gas won't come until the oil production falls. That comes after the fall in oil prices. You see what I mean? That's when natural gas prices start to rise. It's not a price versus price effect. It's a production versus price effect. So lower oil production will result in rising oil prices. And we haven't, or natural gas prices. And we haven't, we've already seen some loss of oil production in the United States. And that is absolutely contributing to, that's why natural gas is 360 or 70 in the middle of spring when it's normally the cheapest season of the year for natural gas, and it's 360. Not that 360 is crazy high, but it's pretty high for springtime. 360 gas in the springtime can easily mean $7-8 gas in the summer and winter, right? Talking about natural gas, not gasoline. I get so many comments from people saying, well, the last time this happened, none of the things that you say are happening happened.
Someone wants to know who I called daddy. Well, Trump is their daddy, so every time I speak of him for them, I say daddy.
Yeah.
That's who I'm calling daddy. Their daddy.
If natural gas gets high enough, would they drill for more natural gas? Absolutely. Absolutely, they would. We will be drilling more for natural gas. 100%. We will. But every time there's a crash, it's not the same cause, it's not the same effect, and it's not the same outcome because the whole different set of market variables in place. These crashes are like snowflakes; they're all unique, and you have to look at. You can't just look. Oh, well, there was a crash. Whatever happened last time is going to happen this time. No, that's not how it works. Don't have to worry about Anwar? Well, never had to worry about Anwar. never had to worry about Anwar, but especially now. Don't get it twisted. They're going to have a lease sale. They're going to have multiple lease sales in Anwar. They are. But there's not going to be any takers. It's just not. Not going to be any takers.
Bruiser. Exactly, Bruiser. That's exactly why.
Could Trump use the strategic oil reserve to buy oil from American companies to keep American oil? Absolutely, he could. He needs congressional approval to do so. The last of the money has been spent out of the Department of Interior to fill the reserve. So any additional, there's about 10 million more barrels waiting to be delivered. Anything above and beyond that will have to be approved by Congress because the Interior's out of money for purchasing oil. And there's nothing, there's nothing in the budget about approving or allocating funds for the SPR. But that doesn't mean they couldn't take funds from somewhere else and move it to the SPR. They've done that in the past. I don't know where they would take the funds from, but that's something else they could do. They could move money. Hi, Bruiser.
So, Chris said, "Love your rant yesterday about the Democrats." That was a great video. It really was.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was a good video.
Fucking Democrats.
When I shared it, that's exactly what I wrote. I said, "Fucking Democrats."
Oh man.
So, who is O Martin?
So
Martin, however you say it, talking to?
what if Iran goes to war? So that's the thing. What does that say? Oiled Texan? I don't have my glasses on. If Iran goes to war, everything changes. Okay? If we go to Iran or if we stop all Iranian oil shipments, this whole thing is flipped and it all changes. Then you see high oil prices, right? So that's kind of what I'm waiting to find out. We have a lot of ships in the Indian Ocean for Iran. One, it's either for a military attack or it's to prevent oil tankers from leaving. I'm not sure which one it is. Pete Hegseth is saying we're going to attack them. It could be both. But I said on Friday in my video that the market's going to crash. And the one caveat to that is Iran. If we attack Iran or if we stop Iranian oil, if any of that happens, then all of this gets turned upside down and we go the opposite direction and oil prices start going up. And I think a lot of traders are convinced that that is coming. And that's why oil dropped today by $1.50 or whatever instead of $5. I think a lot of people are projecting that a deal has been made between Saudi Arabia, Russia, and Donald Trump. And I believe it too. It's not publicly reported, but I believe that deal has been made. There's too many similarities to the 2018 deal. It's identical to it's Groundhog's Day. Exactly what's happening today happened in 2018. Trump got Saudi Arabia and Russia to increase oil production, and then he put a stop to Iran's oil production. And then he let Iran sell oil, and that crashed the market. So we're going to see. Iran's definitely going to play a role in this. If you didn't see my last video, Russia is... How do you say that, Jill?
Russia, I ain't even trying.
Let me go back and look. Because Russia is doing what we're supposed to be doing. How many times am I going to have to learn this before I learn it?
A lot. Like a lot. Yes.
Сверло, детское сверло.
Сырво-етское сырво. Russia is Sirwa-Yetske Sirwa. That means...
Сверло, детское сверло.
Yeah. That means they are drilling more than they've drilled in 5 years. Fastest clip in 5 years. So Russia's drilling like crazy. The United States and Canada... And I've started using North American rig counts instead of just U.S. rig counts because rig counts in Canada are falling much faster than in the United States. As our imports of Canadian oil decline, where are we going to get that oil from? Right? Sirwa, Yetske Sirwa. That's where we're going to get it from. So we're going to go from, apparently, drill baby drill to being dependent on Russian oil, which, by the way, also happened in the last Trump administration. We set records for imports of Russian oil during the last Trump administration. So just something to keep in your hat.
So what is Tina doing down there that's upsetting everyone?
Who's Tina?
In the chat. I don't know what she did.
I don't either. I don't either. So who wants to go to Alcatraz?
Yes, Robert. Unfortunately, what Heather said is what it is.
Yeah. Jill, you want to go to Alcatraz?
Yes, I want to go to Alcatraz.
Yeah.
But only for a tourist, not to be put there.
Is it going to be a theme park? Is it going to have a big Trump on the side of it, like one of his casinos?
So he wants to open it back up to put the worst criminals there.
I know.
So he wants to put himself there. He wants to put himself there. And I don't know how well that's going to work out for him.
Listen, here's what's coming. He wants to open it to put the prisoners there, right?
Right.
But you know he's going to sell tickets to people to walk through it and look at those people. Like a human zoo. That's what he's going to do. You know he's going to do it.
Oh my God. I never thought of that. But
yeah.
He probably would.
The tours aren't going to start. They're just going to become interactive.
What's he going to do when everyone starts escaping?
And then they're not going to allow people to put masks on when they go in. So they'll be getting spit on and, you know.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God.
No, seriously, it wouldn't surprise me. It wouldn't surprise me if it became a human zoo.
I don't understand this Alcatraz thing. Like, what is he going to do when people start escaping? Because it's in every movie. How to escape from Alcatraz.
Yeah. Clint Eastwood got away, and that other guy that was with him.
Oh, my God. But in all reality, that would take a lot of work to fix that place up.
Here's what he's going to do, Jill. Here's what he's going to do to prevent people from escaping. Okay?
Let's hear it.
He's going to put sharks with laser beams on their fucking heads around in the waters of Alcatraz. Just like Dr. Evil.
Oh my God. No, I know what he's going to do. He's going to put batteries. He's going to put batteries. He's going to put the batteries on the sharks, maybe? That's what I'm thinking. That's definitely it.
That is so
And the
awesome.
laser beams will come from the sky, right?
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Will they be Jewish?
Absolutely.
You're going to get shot with Jewish space lasers.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's exciting. Take a boat out there, take the kids.
Just be really careful you don't get in contact with one of those batteries.
I know. Maybe there'll be doors to pick from, you know, and you won't know what's behind each door. Like there'll be a shark behind one door, batteries behind another. You know?
Yeah.
Maybe it'll be like a game show, like a Deal or No Deal, or Survivor Island.
Yeah. Or it'll be a show like His Apprentice. You're fired. Get off this island.
You know, that is a great idea. I think Donald Trump could take a prisoner and turn him into an executive for the Trump administration or the Trump Corporation, right? We could do a whole reality game show with the prisoners.
My God.
Trump is still tweeting $1.98 gas. Well, we're a ways from it. But at the rate things are going, we are going to see that $1.98 gas eventually. I don't know how long it'll take, but we're going to see it probably in the fall, winter. Yeah, he needs a secret volcano lair for sure.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Can you talk about Canary Oil and Gas CEO Dan Ebhart not having money to pay employees? I have not read that, but it's not surprising. It's not the first time I've heard about Canary having these problems.
I have
Um,
not read that either.
but I haven't read that. But I do believe it. I do believe it. Let me take a quick peek on the internet and see if I can make sense of this. Because it's not the first time. It's certainly not. If it's made the news. I don't see it on the news yet. I did read another story today. I was kind of shocked by it. Um, Shell exploration could potentially take over BP. And these are two of the largest oil companies in the world. I'm pretty. I haven't looked at the numbers yet, but I'm pretty sure combined they would become the largest oil company in the world. And they're talking about a hostile takeover because BP's shares are getting so cheap that the company is becoming attractive for hostile takeovers. And that's exactly what, you know. So what they'll do is they'll try to negotiate a sale. And if that doesn't work, then that's when it becomes hostile. And Shell just starts snatching up shares of BP until they have a majority interest in it.
So, someone said 160 coal miners were just laid off in Virginia. Oh, Bill said that. Bill, that was actually in 2012 when they laid off the 160 workers.
Well, there were some coal miners laid off a couple of months ago, but I don't remember how many.
Right, right.
That's why Donald Trump came out with them and whatever he was doing, talking about bringing back coal. But yeah,
Right, but the um if it's the same as because that's the same number in 2012. And they blamed Obama. Okay, I'll check it out, Bill. It's just weird that it's the same number. So you probably really have to search.
thank you for the gifts. No, I didn't say the stock market was going to crash today. I said oil, the oil markets were going to fall today. And that's what they're doing. Um, no.
Okay, Bill. I'll definitely check into it more.
The mine is
Actually, I'll
in
look for it
Grundy,
right now.
Virginia.
I'll look at it. It's the same one, he says. Let's check it out.
You can't save coal. It's just not competitive in the U.S. You can ship it around the world, but it's not competitive. It's dying in the U.S. So if you're producing coal, it's likely going somewhere else.
Okay, so I see 3 days ago that miners sue um, coal company for laying off 140 workers without notice. So they are laying them off, definitely. And I also see on West Virginia Coal Lovers Association group. Now that's a group. I don't know how true this is. They're saying 160 as well. And yeah. So that's just a group, though. I don't know how true that is.
Here we go. I just found it. Found the
Okay.
letter.
Because I'm still looking. Yep, found it.
This is from Canary to their employees, Canary Oil and Gas, upstream oil and gas operator. Team, I am writing to you with a heavy heart to share difficult news about our company's financial health. Despite our best efforts to manage financial challenges, we are temporarily unable to meet our payroll obligations. There will be disruption to the payroll process. I understand the profound impact this news has on each of you and your families. You are the backbone of Canary LLC, and it pains me deeply to deliver this message. As the owner of the business, I take full responsibility for the situation and am committed to addressing it with urgency and transparency. Please know that we are working tirelessly to collect our receivables to rectify this as quickly as possible. We are pursuing several avenues and are committed to providing you with updates on our progress. Your dedication and hard work are deeply valued, especially during these challenging times. We understand the news is unsettling. We want to assure you that we are doing everything in our power to resolve this and get back on track. Thank you for understanding your resilience and your continued commitment. We are in this together, and we are determined to overcome. Signed, regards, Dan Ebhart. Now, here's what you need to understand about this. Why this letter is so troubling. Oil companies like Canary have access to enormous amounts of cash through credit, through credit lines, through things that they have leveraged on assets. It is not difficult to get cash. So if they can't get cash, they're in a lot of trouble. That means they're out of credit. They don't have assets to sell. Like it's a big deal if you can't pay your payroll at an oil company. So not a good sign.
I agree, and Bill, I agree with you that Jim Justice is a jackass, no doubt.
Are you there?
I'm just going to it's Justice. I know. I said it wrong. I'm just going to let everyone know that Matt kicked me. Can you hear me?
Yes.
You didn't laugh at that?
Yeah, I laughed on the inside. I laughed on the inside. Sorry, I was reading a message.
Well, he kicked me.
No, I didn't kick her.
Yeah, as soon as I seen him, reaching at the whatever he was reaching at, is when I got kicked. He just hit a button and kicked me.
I don't even know how to kick her. Okay. And she's laughing because she knows that's true. I don't know how to kick Julie out of here. I barely know how to turn this thing on.
I would probably have to teach him how to kick me out.
She would. She would have to. I'd be like, hey, could you show me how to kick you out of here? Because I'm like, hey. Wait, let me go down here and look. Oh, here's a way I can kick her.
Excuse me?
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. George Orr. Matt, how are your friends in West Texas feeling today? I haven't talked to them today. But my sense is they're not feeling great.
What else was there?
How concerned are you about all this disruption in the industry? A lot of people have been asking me about my business personally and how I will fare. And I don't talk about that very much. But my business is heavily weighted in natural gas. My business is 70% natural gas production, 30% oil production. My business is going to be fine. I've been telling you guys how much natural gas prices are going to rise. That's the main thing I sell. So if we're being honest, I'm actually probably going to make more money off of this cluster that rather than lose money. And a lot of people think that I'm upset because I'm going to lose money. I'm not. I'm going to make money on this, but when I talk about this, I don't think about it for myself. I'm thinking about the millions of oil and gas workers and all the work they've done and the sacrifice. If a lot of people don't understand the life of an oil and gas worker, they're always gone. They're never at home. They miss their kids growing up. They sacrifice so much to do their jobs. And after all these sacrifices, a lot of them are going to get the rug pulled out from under them. And so that's why I talk about it so much, because these guys don't deserve this. They don't deserve to lose their job because Donald Trump thinks Russia should drill more and we shouldn't. That's why I talk about it. It has nothing to do with my business. My business is fine. I built my business for this exact thing. So it's the only business built like it. I built a Trump-proof business, is what I'm saying. I knew what Donald Trump would do to the oil and gas industry when I got into this business, and I knew there was a chance he would come back. So my business would be fine, trust me. And another thing, it's not the owners that suffer, right? It's always the employees. It's always the employees.
And with the, yes, natural gas that is used to heat and cook with, yes.
So there's no issue here that I have with Trump because it affects me personally. It's actually going to help me personally, if anything. More than likely, it'll be a wash, and because I'll lose money on oil, I'll make a lot more money on gas, and it'll probably be a wash, right? It's not going to hurt my company. It's the employees that really get hurt.
It's always the employees.
Yeah.
That's who Trump is trying to hurt. The employees of places.
Right.
You're welcome, Westy.
So, what else is going on? I read today that Donald Trump thinks it's a national security issue that movies are being made overseas. I don't know how to connect those dots. Do they think they're going to put subliminal messaging, or they think they're going to put something in the movies to brainwash people? I don't understand.
He's putting tariffs on
Right.
on foreign movies is
Mm-hmm.
what he's doing.
Yep.
I don't know what he's doing, but I can't wait till he puts tariffs on video games because we all know how much he hates them.
Well, actually, a lot of those video games are made in the United States. But he said this morning that he was trying to save Hollywood. And I thought, what? You hate Hollywood. What do you mean what do you mean you're trying to save Hollywood? Like, and that's the thing about Donald Trump. He's so unpredictable. 1 week it's one thing, and the next week he's totally on the other side of it. It's like you can't predict him. You cannot predict him.
It's like the TikTok, right? He wanted it gone, and now he's going to save it. He loves TikTok, and he's going to save it.
I hope he saves it. But
it's made in China. Is he going to put a tariff for us to turn every time we put it on? Is there going to be a tariff?
I don't know. I'm trying to get to 1 million. And don't fuck it up for me.
I'm trying to get to 10,000. Don't fuck it up for me either. I'm going to put that in the chat.
Well, no, like I finally got a little traction.
You did.
I had 793 or 5,000 yesterday. Today I'm at 800. I'm almost 830. So you get these little. That's how it works on TikTok. You'll go for months and just not gain a lot of followers, and then in 1 week you'll just gain an enormous amount. Especially when you make videos screaming at the camera. Apparently, people thought I was screaming. I wasn't screaming.
You were yelling.
I wasn't yelling.
You were using your outside voice.
You have not heard me yell, is what I'm saying.
I'm just saying you used your outside voice, not the kind of yelling, mad yelling, but the outside voice. You got vocal, speaking loudly.
You would be shocked if you heard my yelling voice. It makes people.
Yeah, you'd be shocked.
Makes people jump. It makes people jump out of their seats because it is so loud.
I'm not saying you used your yelling voice to yell at someone. I'm saying you used your outside voice.
That was a 2, Jill. That was a 2 out of 10 right there.
Well, a 2 is an outside voice.
And
Your
why do
two
they
is
say
an
outside
outside
voice?
voice.
Because I don't talk loud just because I'm outside. That's not a thing.
That's when no, that's when you're supposed to yell. When you talk louder when you're outside instead of in the house where everyone can hear it and deal with it.
Right.
But it was a good video. It was like passion. You know. Now all I need to do is start making videos of the Facebooks that I post.
Yes.
Now what are you doing?
You could just make a video showing your Facebook post in the background.
I'd have to block out my name. But I could.
Why do you got to block out your name?
I don't want people knowing my name
They know your name on
TikTok.
Facebook.
Yeah, I'm talking about you post a video to TikTok, I'd have to block out my name.
Oh, your username.
Yeah, my real name. If I posted
Your
a
real
video,
name would be on TikTok. Okay, I get it.
yeah,
I wasn't thinking correctly. Shocker.
that's okay. We both do it all the time.
That's like saying, who's that?
Yes,
Who is Thumbnail?
exactly. Right. I was like, is this someone I'm supposed to fucking know?
Who the hell is Thumbnail?
Like the way you wrote it. Oh well, whatever.
It was perfect.
It was.
I saw that and I thought, oh my God, because I reread my comment after I read what you said,
Right.
and I was like, that is exactly what I would have said. Who the fuck is Thumbnail? Why are you talking to me about this person?
Well, I was sitting there thinking, am I supposed to know this person? Like, that's a weird name.
Oh man. Thumbnails. Thumbnails are it. Listen, if anyone on here creates content, puts it on YouTube, I cannot stress how important thumbnails are.
Someone thinks I need Mucinex.
Why?
I just got over being sick. What the fuck? Gigi.
I took the worst video and I created a really good thumbnail, and it's the best video I've had in a long time. It's all about the thumbnails. Who would have thought? I got to work on my thumbnail game. I've had people, come to me like, hey, I'm a professional thumbnail maker, or whatever they call themselves.
Steven says I'm not real. Chris asked if I'm AI generated. Absolutely, I am. I am 100% AI generated. And Steven says I'm Ivanka.
She's definitely real.
And Bruiser told me to tell the person that to stuff it. Thank you, Bruiser.
Would an AI generated Jill have allergies?
Or have some kind of cold. I would think maybe. Okay, Pete, I had a square pizza last night, okay? It didn't have triangle pizza or pepperoni, and I would not do that. But I did have a square pizza last night.
Which basin has the highest break-even price? I always heard the Bakken was difficult. The Bakken is difficult, yes, but the Powder River Basin has the highest break-even price. The Powder River Basin. Jill, did you see the AI generated Carney video?
I did not, and I meant to watch it, but I went to bed.
People are losing their shit from Canada because they believe it's real.
Right.
I got up today and I read so many comments, and people are making videos. I can't lift my truck anymore. That was one of the things in the AI generated video. Mark Carney telling Canadians, you can't lift your truck anymore. If that's not an obvious sign that it's fake, I don't know what is. The Mark Carney video, for anyone listening, where he says you can't drive a vehicle over the made before the year 2000. You can't lift your truck. You can't tint your windows. It's fake. It's artificial intelligence. He's literally telling the people who want to do all these things, because they're typically people that oppose him, that they can no longer do it. That's why it's fake. It's targeted to piss a specific group of people off. You can't lift your truck anymore. How do you not know it's fake when he says you can't lift your truck anymore?
Listen, they fall for it all the time. Here. Thank you, Deborah. Thank you.
There was a news report that most of the misinformation about Canada comes from the United States. That's 10,000% true. That is absolutely true. I've been talking about that for a minute, a hot minute. Yeah, it does come from the United States. And some of that may be coming into the United States from Russia, and some of that may be generated in the United States. But truck nuts are now illegal in Canada. Wow.
And was that part of the AI video? Because they're laughing, you know.
I didn't see that on the AI video. I think that's something someone added.
That's pretty funny, though. It should be illegal here in the United States because it looks really weird.
I saw a guy on TikTok trying to sell a trimmer to like trim your hair. And he was cradling an artificial set of nuts in his hand, and he was trimming them. And I was like, what the hell? Why are you doing that?
Yeah.
Not cool, guy. Not cool. It threw me through a loop. And they weren't pink enough. Yeah, they weren't pink enough. Not a good example of nuts, is what I'm saying.
What were they, kind of grayish?
What day do I get my glasses? I can't see anything, huh? What?
I asked if they were grayish. And yes, you need your glasses.
They were just like normal skin colored. Minus the grease. They were dry nuts. And they weren't that hairy either. They only had a couple of hairs on it.
Oh my God.
Greece. Greece? Yes. Grage. Is that greasy beige? I don't know.
Bruiser says grayish. Yes.
We've lost 20 people on YouTube since we started talking about nuts. Um,
It's
Idaho
coming back
made
up.
truck nuts illegal just this past March. Really? Are the markets in as bad a shape as you thought? The oil market has not fallen as much as I thought it would. I'm not really surprised because I did mention, some of this fall is already baked in and accounted for. Hard to tell how much of that was already baked in. I think we saw today how much was baked in. I think it's down $1.50 a barrel or something. So not as bad as I thought it would be, and that's good news. It's good news that it's not as bad. But what most people in the United States don't know is that this isn't a one-time deal with OPEC. They're doing this again in July, they're doing this again in August, and they're doing this again in September. They're not putting 400,000 barrels back on the market. They're putting 2.2 million barrels back on the market. And what's going to happen by the time we get to September? What's going to happen then? That will depend on what we do with Iran. So. Was Russia involved in the increase or just Saudi? No, Russia is heavily involved in it. Russia is heavily involved in it. As a matter of fact, Russia is drilling at a faster clip than they've drilled in 5 years. Russia is actually doing the thing we were supposed to do, that drill baby drill. They're actually doing it. So, yeah. Where is this?
Am I back?
Yes, you're back.
Okay.
I gotta listen to this again.
Сверло детское сверло. Сверло детское сверло.
Siro Yetske Siro. That's what Russia's
Сверло
doing.
детское сверло.
I love Google Translate. Siro Yetske Siro. That is what Russia is doing. They're drill baby drill right now. Do you believe the rhetoric of punishing the overproducers from the kingdom? I do not. I do not. They don't want to say they made a deal with Donald Trump to go after Iran. So they're going to say they're punishing the overproducers. Although there was overproducers. There was overproducers. Siro Yetske Siro. Drill baby drill. And
Drill, baby, drill.
Kelly, OMG Global, she's in the TikTok chat. I'm guessing Russian is one of the 14 languages that Kelly speaks, and I'm probably not enunciating that correctly. Maybe that's why she's saying, oh my God. Yeah, she says, an Oklahoman speaking a foreign language is hilarious. Yeah.
I thought it was pretty good. Because same goes for Pennsylvanians.
Yeah, Kelly's giving me a hard time. She's breaking my truck nuts.
Someone said, I speak Russian and it's not that. It's not you, it's Google.
It's Google. Well, yeah, it is Google Translate, so you know. I've been told on many occasions that Google Translate is not great at translate.
Right.
I was training, mentoring an engineer from Kazakhstan one time, and we were going through Google Translate, and she was telling me what was correct and what wasn't. And about half or so was correct, and about half wasn't. And she would say no, and then the next one she'd be like, that's close.
That's true, Bruiser. That's true. This is why Bruiser is great.
And Donald Trump is returning to Saudi Arabia this month as well. So I'm not sure why, but he is. I really think a lot of traders believe that we're going to pull so much Iranian oil off the market that this is going to work itself out.
What? Global loves high oil prices? Yeah. That's why he voted for Trump. Not. That's not a thing.
Yeah, high oil prices are just as bad as low oil prices. As people don't realize that. High oil prices have a damaging effect on the economy and therefore have a damaging effect on the oil and gas industry. People think that oil companies love high oil prices, but they don't because they know that it's temporary and it's usually followed by a crash, which is damaging. Oil companies love 65, $70 oil. That's what they love because that is like homeostasis, right? It's not too high, it's not too low, it's level, even keeled. They can predict and budget for future projects. It's so much easier to work in a $65 or $70 oil environment than it is in other environments.
You have a question in the chat from Carrie.
Lower gas prices help the economy. No, they don't. Lower gas prices do not help the economy one bit. Gasoline has no elasticity. People have to buy gas. We don't sell significantly more gas when it's cheaper. That's not a thing. It doesn't help the economy one bit. Who has a question?
You have a question in the chat from Carrie.
What chat?
TikTok, sorry.
Oh, Carrie. Hi, Carrie. Are you the Carrie I think you are?
Yes, probably.
No, you're a different Carrie. You work for Enbridge? You'll be fine. You work for Enbridge, you will be fine. the midstream space is the safest space in the industry, and natural gas production is going to be climbing, and you're going to be fine. Trust me. If I worked for Enbridge, I wouldn't have a care in the world. Just show up to work, right? And you'll be fine.
She said, but she works Port Arthur. Why can't I say Arthur?
Port Arthur.
Too. Yeah. I don't
Port
know why I
Arthur.
couldn't say that. Yeah. I couldn't say Arthur with port in front of it. So anyway, she said she works for them too. So Chuck, I actually got very lucky. The area that I was in, we did not lose power, but all around me has had no power for. I don't know if it got back on today or not, but it's been out for a while.
North Dakota hot oiler here, busy as can be. Glad I'm not on the drill or frac side. Yeah. As long as you're working on that production side, which, hot oilers, they do well maintenance, should be all right. You always need hot oilers. Always need hot oilers.
Someone said, why, Bonnie says, why do you think Trump thinks crashing the market is a good thing? Because there's something wrong with him.
Because his voters are broke and need low gas prices. It's really pretty simple.
That's true.
Poor,
and he thinks it'll work, but it won't.
Poor white Southern men need cheap gas.
They don't even have to be Southern.
It's not that
All these
complicated.
people in my area need cheaper gas prices too.
No one needs $4 gas. I haven't paid $4 for gas in like 3 years. I don't know what you're talking about. Why you got to bring up old shit?
Why'd they get muted?
I don't know. I didn't mute anybody. I don't mute people.
I know you don't. You block them.
I don't even block them on here because I'm not a mod on my own live.
Oh yeah, that's right. Would you just make yourself a mod already?
I don't know how.
How do you make me a mod?
I was in my live. I'm watching my live from a backup.
Right.
I can't go into my live on my main because I'm already live.
But you can make someone a mod without being in a live.
Really?
I'll show you how later.
Yeah.
I'll send you step-by-step instructions later.
Step by step.
Yeah, it's pretty simple, but you can't go into it right now anyway, so I'll send you the instructions later.
Mr. Global sells oil futures. I've never sold an oil future in my life, dude. I don't know what you're talking about. Good Lord. You don't even follow me? If you're going to talk shit about me, at least do me the honor of following me.
Yes, he changed pictures, Victoria. He used to have a different picture. Jay now is a annoying person. Just letting you know that.
J now, don't dream it's over.
Is this a singing live today? That's terrible because we don't want me singing.
You don't want me singing either. We are going to slow production in Port Arthur to see how this plays out. What are your thoughts? Oh, wait, you work at a refinery? I didn't realize she worked at a refinery. That could be a little bit different.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to tell you.
Mr. Global announces masked singer appearance confirmed.
What?
I don't know.
She said at Baytown as well. Is that how you say that? Baytown.
Baytown.
Bayton. Okay.
Baytown. Oh, congratulations to the Houston fans in here. They got their ass kicked last night by the Warriors.
Oh yeah. Congratulations to them for getting their ass kicked. Good job getting your ass kicked. You did a great job.
My husband's rig got stacked out in Midland, Texas, but he also has experience in drilling for natural gas. There's going to be a lot of rigs going down in the coming weeks.
Yes, Kelly, I know.
Have you seen the latest ProPublica article on the EIA? No, I haven't.
Hello, Slugger. Why is everyone saying you're nervous? Someone asked. I've never seen anyone say that yet.
Who's nervous?
I don't know. I think they're talking to you.
I'm nervous? What am I nervous about?
I don't know, but I didn't see anyone else say that. So I don't know. I missed something.
Hello, Gary. I don't know why that's doing that.
What's it doing?
It's glitching on TikTok, I think.
You know what to do.
I know what to do.
You know what to do.
I don't know what to do.
Yes, you do. You clear your cache or stop the app.
Well,
and
it's working
restart.
for me.
Oh, okay. Then that's what that person needs to do. Clear your cache, force stop the app, come back.
Had a few guys message me in the last week that have lost their jobs. Oilfield junkie being one of them. Just lost his job.
Yeah, sometimes when you first come in, it'll do that, and then if you wait it out, it'll quit as well. We are on TikTok. I mean, on YouTube. That's what we're using.
What percentage of the economy will drop due to OPEC drilling again? Rough estimate. Well, the U.S. oil and gas industry is about 8% of the GDP, United States. And so it just depends on how far it drops, to how much it impacts GDP. Someone posted a video saying Mr. Global is nervous about the gas industry. No, I'm not nervous about the gas industry. I'm upset that a lot of people are going to lose jobs. That pisses me off. Maybe that's what he's talking about. I'm not nervous about it. I've been doing this for 30, almost 4 years now, so I'm used to this stuff. Like, it doesn't make me nervous. What percentage of my mental health will drop due to Cinco de Mayo being on a Monday and me not wanting to leave the house? Rough estimate. 31%.
Um, Oblivion. Yeah, I ain't got my glasses on. Oblivion Root. I'm not sure what program he's using, but like when I listen to it through here or through YouTube, I don't like there's no weird sounds, so I don't know what's going on.
I'm using Streamlabs. With the chance of an oil crash on the rise, would it be a good idea to purchase natural gas stocks? Uh, yes, but there there's not a chance of an oil crash on the rise. The oil crash is already occurring. That's already happened. 56 or $7 oil in 2025 is the equivalent of oil in the low 40s 10 years ago, and that would have been a crash. So this is a crash. It's just a long, slow, drawn out crash instead of it all happening in one day. It's going to happen over a period of months because they're slowly increasing production over a period of months instead of all at once. We are only down 2%. Yeah, today. How many days have we been down 2%? And like, if you add enough twos together, right, they become big numbers.
2 + 2 = 1. I don't know what you're talking about. Two plus two plus two plus two equals 0.
understand this is not the only oil production increase. There's another one coming in July. There's another one coming in August, and there's another one coming in September. The one that they announced starts June the 1st. So June, July, August, September. And after that 4 months, the plan is for them to fully restore 2.2 million barrels of oil. Okay. So the crash is already here. The crash is already here. They're going to do it slowly. God bless OPEC for helping the working man out. Get it to 45. Yeah, all those working men that are losing their jobs so you can save a quarter on gas.
Yes. Yes.
Pull yourself up by the bootstraps. Get your ass to work.
Yeah. If you can't afford gas, pull yourself up by your bootstraps. What's wrong with you? Why you need lower gas prices? You don't need health insurance. You don't need lower gas prices. You don't need none of that. Just pull yourself up by your bootstraps. You can pay for your doctor visit and your x-rays or anything you might need, blood work, all that, all on your own. Pull yourself up by your bootstraps. Get your shit together. Respect yourself.
Oh my God.
Right. Stop going to Starbucks and cancel your Netflix. Your Hulu as well.
Yeah, it's crazy that the same people that want to punish all the countries around the world, that way they can bring manufacturing back into the United States, are at the exact same time begging for oil from other countries around the world. Like they're doing two completely opposite things at the same time. We need to bring manufacturing back, and we need to handle the oil production. We need to let OPEC and Russia do the oil production. You're doing to energy the same thing we did to manufacturing, and you're celebrating it while saying what we did to manufacturing was a disaster. And you're not even smart enough to realize you're doing that. And that's what happens when you blindly follow a politician and don't stop to think about what he's doing.
And Bruiser says, "What do you mean you can't afford it? Sell your house." And Steelwork is even getting in on this. Only buy $2 instead of 30. Holy shit.
Nobody's buying $30.
Trumpers might be. She would know, right? She's telling them to stop buying all them dolls.
No, I think she's laughing about that comment.
Which comment? Did I miss a comment?
The comment you just said that Steelwork made, I think she's on our side on that.
No, that's what I'm saying. Even
Yeah.
she's getting in on it.
Yeah.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Even Steelwork is getting in on it. Only buy $2 instead of 30. Them blow up dolls can be really expensive.
Yeah, especially when you get the ones I get.
My God. Oh, shit.
Buy one, get one. It was BOGO on the blow up dolls. Turned out they both suck.
Stillwork says I'm not a Trumper. Stillwork, didn't you vote for Trump? You said you voted for Trump. That makes you a Trumper. Automatically.
I think Steelworks a little more moderate.
Right, but if you voted for Trump, I don't know if Stillwork did though.
I think
But
she
if you
has
did, then
some conservative views and doesn't agree with some conservative views. You get really pissed off
and
about the conservative views.
I don't mind some conservative views. I don't. But the rude ones I mind, them are the Trumper ones. They're not really conservative when they're rude.
Hi, Medieval from the UK. Welcome. Can we come back from this crash? Absolutely, we'll come back. But, we're going to, a lot of oil and gas people are going to lose their jobs here in the next few months. A lot. And those are high paying jobs. And the oil and gas industry sends hundreds of billions of dollars to the U.S. Treasury. That's why I said, you know, you're you're eliminating, if you want to say Doge did this or that, whatever they did, you just eliminated by hurting the oil and gas industry. You're eliminating that. Um, I don't understand why it's an issue with you that I care about Americans having jobs. I just don't feel like that's going to work out well for you.
I don't think it will either. And yes, still, anyone who voted for Trump is a Trumper. That's a thing. It don't matter who they voted for prior to that. It don't matter. They're Trumpers.
Oil price prediction for the rest of the year. Are you crazy? One group, I think it was S&P Global, this morning they lowered their estimated oil prices for West Texas Intermediate by $16 a barrel for the rest of the year. That is a massive, massive number. When these groups adjust their oil price estimates for the year, it's usually like 50 cents or a dollar. They adjusted it down by $16. That is not good. But to answer your question, because I can't answer your question because I can't predict what Donald Trump is going to do. If Donald Trump does nothing with Iran, it's going to be really bad. We're going to see oil below $50 a barrel, and it's going to be really bad. If Donald Trump does take action against Iran, it may very well offset all of this decline and bring oil prices even back up higher than they are now. But we'll have to wait and see what he decides to do. If he decides to go after Iran, oil prices are going to rise. So you can't predict what's going to happen when Donald Trump's in the White House because he's so unpredictable. You just can't. I dare you to find an expert that will even participate in that conversation.
Yeah, I don't think you would find one.
Check those prices again. Did you think oil would be down today more than it is? I did. I thought it would be down $3 to $5. It's down what, $1.75 to $2. Um, and that tells us that a lot of the price drops we've seen on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday of last week was baking in these production cut increases because traders had already decided they were coming. So a lot of the price drop we've seen was already occurred, like, in the last few days. And it may be a thing where it takes a few days because this is a slow crash. This isn't an immediate crash. This is playing out as just a long drawn out crash. So you can't look at any one day and say, "Oh, this is it." That's not it. It's not it at all.
So pump, pump. Yeah, Trump posted that picture of him being the Pope, right? But when he was questioned about it, he said, "That's not me who did it. I have no idea where it came from. Maybe it was AI. I know nothing about it. I just saw it last evening." But he shared it. He shared it on his Truth Social, and he also shared it on the um, website, the White House website. How did he not know about it? How did he know nothing about it if he posted it?
I don't know.
I don't know. Dementia or a liar, right?
I don't know.
What are you doing that you're ignoring me?
I'm looking at stuff.
you're, you're just like me. If you're looking at something, you can't concentrate on what's being said.
He posted a picture of him being the Pope.
No, I know you actually heard me, but you wasn't listening.
And what did he say after that?
He said, "That's not me who did it. I have no idea where it came from.
Well, he
Maybe it
shared
was
it.
AI. I know nothing about it. I just saw it last evening." And he shared it.
Yeah, he
That's what I'm
shared it.
saying. He shared it on his Truth Social and on the White House webpage, right? But he says, "I know nothing about it. I just saw it last evening." When did he share it? On May 2nd. So does he have dementia and he don't remember sharing it? Or is he a fucking liar?
I don't know. I don't know, Jill.
That's funny. Or
I
both. Yeah.
I just found out about it, is what he said.
Right. That's
Do
what I'm saying.
do you think it's not even possible someone else posts on True Social for him?
No, he does that.
Yeah.
Yes, it could be both. That's what I'm saying. I'm not a doctor, so I don't know. I'm just saying there's only two choices in this.
Uh, yeah, he's just lying.
Yeah, he is. No, we are married, but not to each other. I have my husband, he has his wife.
I I I hesitate to even say this, but I feel like an attack on Iran is imminent. And I mean any day, any time. I really do.
I hate to say that. I hate to even think about it.
Well, Smarty Pants makes a good point. WTI recovered a lot today, right? So it fell in overnight trading. It was down by 4%. Um, so it was down about around the area I thought it would fall. But during the day today, it's recovered a lot, and that tells me that traders believe an attack is imminent because that's the only thing that can possibly push oil prices up is an attack on Iran. There's nothing else that can do that right now. I think they think an attack is imminent. And then you had the, Israel got struck. They said they're going to respond. So there's just a lot going on, you know. Ukraine struck Russia inside Russia again last night. Things are definitely escalating on the military front. And so the whole thing that OPEC is doing, let me bring Jilly back, could literally be preparation for a conflict that they already know is coming.
I don't know why I'm always getting kicked out of here.
Something's gonna happen. I don't know what's gonna be, but something's gonna happen.
Something's going to happen, yeah.
Why would an attack be more effective than negotiations? Because the negotiations would result in Iran selling all their oil. So all of the actions everyone is taking suggest that Iranian oil is going away. And they wouldn't be taking those actions unless they believe that. They were supposed to have a meeting this weekend that was canceled. Just a lot of weird stuff going on. It wouldn't surprise me at all if we strike Iran. Plus, we said publicly we were going to strike Iran just a couple of days ago on X.
Yeah.
Like we literally said, we are
We
going
announce
to
it
strike
now.
Iran.
Right. We announce it now. That's our thing.
It's got to be coming. Got to be. It's got to be coming.
Oh, yeah.
And then we'll have all new stuff to talk about.
Yeah, we will.
Yeah, the signal chats are already out.
The signal chats are already out. There's news on I'll forget it. You know who I mean.
Whiskey Pete?
Yes. What was it that Juju called him? Oh, I love that name. I can't remember it though.
There's always news on eggs. There's 4 stories here. It could be either one of them. I thought it was pertinent to Iran.
Bruiser, yes. Keg's breath, yes. No, I'm not drinking. Thank you. And yes, Juju, I love that. That was great.
An attack on Iran is not in the cards. Well, it's possible, and that's what I'm saying. It's possible. Consider the fact that we've put 2 aircraft carriers and multiple warships in the waters off of Iran, and we've publicly stated we're about to attack Iran. That's all I have to go off of. And so they're there for one of 2 reasons: to either attack Iran or to stop any tankers of Iranian oil from leaving or both? So it's, I'm just looking at what I'm seeing happening around me and saying, looks like we're going to attack Iran. But I'm certainly not saying it's a definite thing that's going to happen. But something is definitely going to happen with Iran. We're either going to use military force to stop their oil, or we're going to use military force to fuck shit up. One or the other. I don't know. You don't send 2 aircraft carriers. That's a massive deal. You don't send 2 aircraft carriers down there and all these warships just to hang out. It's not spring break in the Indian Ocean. And they're sending more. They're sending more from Japan. So so we'll see what happens. Thank you guys so much for the gifts. And I would have never said that we were going to attack Iran. Um, like I'm always the last person to to kind of buy into that stuff. But just seeing what I'm seeing, all the military buildup down there and everything that's happening.
Am I back?
You're back now, yes.
Okay, we're having a national weather advisory storm thing. I think that might be what's doing it.
Yeah, probably. Yes, B-2 bombers as well, Villa. Time will tell. That's 100%. Time will tell. I feel something's about to happen with everything. All the coordination going on between the United States, OPEC, and Russia, just everything that's happening, something's coming. I don't know what it is, but something's coming.
All my phones, my Amazon things are all going off for
Why?
this thunderstorm, severe thunderstorm. Everything's just going off. It's like, I'm like, what the hell is all this shit?
All right. Let's go ahead and wrap it up.
Yes, because them damn Democrats controlling the weather. I agree, Stephen.
Yeah. Cloud seeding over Jill State. Thanks,
I
everyone,
am sending
so much.
you storm bruisers.
Thanks, everyone, so much for joining us today.
Thank you, everyone. Have a great Monday.